Hey folks, welcome into the News 12 Now desk. Thanks for joining us here just after 10:45 on our Tuesday, December 12th. I think that says December 11th on the graphics. Sorry about that. It is the 12th, and we are talking weather. Got off to a little bit of a late start today. We had Dan Booth live in Atlanta doing a live stream for us, but now we have got our wonderful first alert meteorologists here. We've got Emily Acton and Mikel Hannah-Harding joining us in the studio this morning for today's first alert weather extra. Guys, how we doing?
Good. We're matching a little bit, but
Sorta, kinda.
but not you.
I did not get the memo. Went light blue
Ratchet.
instead of dark blue.
Yeah.
You know, it's all right.
This is, you ask how we're doing. Great. Did not turn on the heat. Woke up this morning. It was 61 in my apartment, and I was having a good time.
No.
I don't understand how yours gets so cold. Like,
I told you, I think it's because I'm on the second floor. But thing is, it's a lot warmer in my bedroom, and I sleep with like a lot of like comforters and blankets and stuff. So I think that's why I really like it
interesting.
cold.
See,
But if it was like that, and I say I'm like going back for lunch or something, I'd be like, this is not comfortable. But to sleep in,
Yeah, it was, our apartment's way colder in the rooms than it is in the common areas.
interesting.
So we're kind of the other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with
Got
you.
the heat on?
Definitely got the heat on, of course.
Mikel, killing me, man.
Couldn't be me.
We were in the 20s
Couldn't-
last night in the 30s.
Could not be.
Full
Yeah,
time.
that's perfect. That's golf weather.
I feel like you guys are the minority in this situation.
I think we might be. But that's all right. That's okay. I'm all right with that. Let's get into check our forecast. We're gonna like this one. We're gonna like it a lot. Look at this. Look at this.
Boom, boom.
After a little bit of a shaky showing yesterday, bounce back big time today. Perfect low, a smidge off on the high. You know what? If you told me it was 56 or you told me it was 55, I couldn't tell you the difference.
True.
I don't think. So we'll count that as an absolute win.
Redeemed myself big time. Honestly, as I'm like reflecting back, which I don't want to harp on it too much, but I have no clue how I was getting the numbers that I did. But I mean, everybody else was agreeing, all the models were agreeing, National Weather Service, but it just like thinking back, like it just didn't make sense. But I guess hindsight's 2020, so maybe that's why. But we'll move on from yesterday. Today we did great.
Hey, we'll take 1 degree off any day. Still chasing that perfect forecast, but we'll get there. Mikel, any prediction on when we're gonna get there, Mikel?
Spring, summer.
Yeah.
Summer. We
Probably
gotta wait
not
all the way till
this year.
summer.
It's
Yeah.
so hard to forecast
It should
temperatures
be
in the
before
winter.
summer, but I don't know.
Jeez, guys,
Also,
way to have
too,
confidence,
something-
guys. Way to be believing in yourselves.
No, listen to this. This is what makes it so hard, and we've seen this before. It'll get to a certain degree for like 10 minutes. And it's
Yeah.
like, did it really get to 56? Yes. But it got to 56 for 10 minutes out of the day. So that's what's so annoying.
Yeah.
Well, I have faith that we're gonna get a perfect score before that. So, hey guys, check it out.
What am I missing?
Oh my God, I know him.
Oh, ha!
There you go.
I didn't even
Welcome-
see him in the background.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Right.
Let's get into on this date now. On this day in history.
Let's do it. So the date is December 12th, obviously, but the year 1985. Definitely a tragedy here. It was the worst crash in Canadian history. Aero Airlines DC-8, so that was the type of plane that crashed, did so seconds after takeoff in Newfoundland. 248 soldiers of the 101st Airborne and 8 crew members were killed. That's a lot of people. And they were en route to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, but this happened again seconds after they took off. The weather at the time was light freezing drizzle, which I've never heard of, snow and fog. So that was reported at the time of the crash. Definitely terrible conditions to be flying in. And freezing drizzle, that leads to ice. So the plane could have had issues with ice on the wings or anything, but
Yeah.
not quite sure what went wrong to make it go down. But the weather definitely didn't help.
Oh, off to a nice cheerful start here this morning. That's great, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, today's already kind of with all our other stories going on, but I'll let you say.
Well, yeah, because we did get into some of it yesterday. We're going to get into more of it today. But before we do all that, let's get into our own stuff here because it was cold this morning. It was foggy this morning. Very foggy this morning here in Augusta. Yeah, I don't know, what time you guys were coming in, if it was still foggy, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll tell you, right outside the station, this whole area, pretty much right at the state line, very thick fog. Couldn't see a whole lot. But I know Tim was saying the outer parts of the CSRA, really everything besides the metro, wasn't bad. But yeah, in here it was thick. But anyway.
Yeah.
That tends to be how it goes. But
yeah, just the river, proximity to the river.
Yeah, you're right, close to the river there. But we're looking at, I don't know if they can hear that on our mics, but
I doubt it.
Anyways, we are talking this morning. Lows below freezing at Bush Field. Daniel Field sitting at 34, or saw 34. Pretty much all across the CSRA, right around that freezing mark or below. And again, I don't know, Mikel. I don't know why this graphic isn't working.
You know what?
For me, it didn't work for me yesterday.
No problem.
We're moving on.
Wow. Yeah, some areas just aren't reporting right now.
Right now, sitting in the 40s. Overall, really not too cold. In my opinion, I wore sweatpants today over my dress, or under my dress, but I didn't even wear a jacket. And I don't know if I'm just getting used to it. Granted, I do love the cold. So, and this is the cold.
You definitely do. You say your house was 61. You love the cold.
Yeah.
I definitely had a jacket on. A lot of our currents just aren't reporting right now, so we do apologize for that. Just data issues. Looking at highs today, we're looking at those in the 50s, mainly mid-50s, a few upper 50s possible for our southern counties, it looks like, underneath mostly sunny skies. So it'll be a beautiful day in terms of sky conditions, a light northeast wind. Looking pretty cold again, though, for tonight. We'll see those temperatures close to freezing, if not just below for a lot of areas. And we could do that again for a few more mornings this week. Looks like heading into Wednesday morning, we'll warm things up just a bit, possibly, before dipping right back down towards those 20s again for Friday morning, and then Saturday pretty close to freezing again as well. So we have been on, or we are about to be on, a colder streak of weather in terms of highs and lows. But just looking back at the month so far, kind of been above average to average, a few below average days mixed in.
Yeah.
Saturday's crazy, though.
I remember
79.
a couple weeks ago, Nick was like, oh, are we going to see or maybe even you asked me, Mikel, like, what do you think? Are we going to see the 80s before the year is over? And I was like, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, we didn't see the 80s, but we got 79 on Saturday. So very close. And I remember there was a full week, like 2 years ago in Alabama, where it was 80 degrees every afternoon.
In December.
It was crazy.
But that's definitely why that low probably was kind of off on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
I mean, we heated up very efficiently Saturday. As far as rainfall, picked up over an inch Sunday. So, hey, the weather team is back. You guys may have lost faith in us, but
there was
I never did.
couple of places.
I never did.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks.
There were a couple places across the CSRA that saw over 2 inches, but most of us were sitting around that 1 inch mark. Again, that's why whenever we say, anywhere from 1 to 2 inches, some places locally a little bit more, that's what we're talking about there.
Yes. So as far as looking ahead towards changes in our atmosphere possibly, let's go back a little bit, look at high temperatures. I
skipped that.
But high temperatures the next few days going to be below average for us. Typically we're hitting those low 60s at least, and not really going to see that the next 5 days. So not mad. But if you have arthritis, you may get mad.
True.
Or just achy joints.
The pressure has been wild and
very high too right now.
Crazy high.
Yeah.
I think we were seeing or expected by the end of the week to have pressure of 1,040. And just put that in perspective, standard sea surface pressure is 1,013. So that is very high pressure. Doesn't normally fluctuate like that. Only other time we really talk about pressure is during hurricane season. Hurricanes have very low pressure as it moves in, but I think it's in my head. I feel like I feel it. I feel like I feel the higher pressure.
It's definitely in your head.
I know. I just feel like I'm like, I can tell. It's a higher pressure day for us, but.
Well, with high pressure around, rain chances stay low, so that's good. As you saw, though, pressure is supposed to fall into the weekend, so that means that we likely have an incoming system that could bring us some wet weather. Saturday, not so much, but looking more like a Sunday into Monday impact right now. But, of course, we are still 5-6 days out, and things will definitely change most likely. So we're just trying to nail down timing and, rainfall amounts. Just keep it here for updates throughout the week. We do have a pretty big meteor shower happening, peaking tomorrow night into Thursday. So this is actually during the time where we have a new moon right now, so there's not going to be much light pollution from the moon. And pretty much if you look anywhere in the sky, correct?
Yep. Yeah, anywhere. You don't have to be looking at a certain constellation, kind of giving you an area, a certain direction there. And the cool thing about this meteor shower, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to say it. How do you say it?
Geminid,
Geminid.
I think. That's how I would say it.
Okay. Geminid meteor shower. The cool thing about this one happens every year around December 13th. And the cool thing about it is it's not those typical white stripes, streaks, whatever,
streaks.
shooting star. It's a little bit green. Sometimes they have a little bit of a yellow hue to them. So they're a little bit more colorful out there for this meteor shower. Kind of cool.
And our very own First Alert meteorologist, Emily Acton, wrote a blog on this on our website. How could you forget to plug that?
Wow, plugging the blog. Very nice.
Gotta
I
plug the
love
blog.
updating the blog. It's my favorite thing to do. So please check it out. You can see it on our
App.
First Alert Weather app. We got it there. Also on our website under the First Alert Weather tab, and then you can see Weather Blog, a sub-tab under it. So
Scan that QR code.
I try to post stuff there pretty often. Some cool stuff. If you're into this weather show, you'll definitely like the blog.
Most definitely. Let's get into that 7-day forecast. Not terrible until we get later into the week. Not sure if Tim put that breezy icon on Thursday. Maybe a breezy Thursday, though. I think we may have a dry cold front moving in. Regardless, though, guarantee that it's going to be mostly dry this week, if not totally dry. And just some colder mornings mixed in, near freezing and just above. And then for the weekend, our mornings a little bit milder, but afternoons do stay below average in those 50s to right around 60, and just tracking the potential maybe for some rainfall Sunday into Monday at this time.
All right, there you go. Looking a little chilly out there. I don't know about all this. Emily, we talked about it yesterday, like perfect temperatures, and I still like it kind of like mid-60s, high 60s, maybe low 70s. So this is just a little bit chillier than I prefer, but I'm not complaining with high 50s, low 60s. I'm all right with that.
Cool.
Yeah. Me too.
What about you, Mikel? I know this might be a little chilly for you.
So it's a little cool. It's a little cool for me, but I can deal with it. It's not 40s for highs.
Yeah.
So 50s and sunshine doesn't feel too bad. Riley always says that. So
Yeah, it's not like you're seeing your breath in that kind of way.
Yeah.
Right. When you see your breath, it's not
That's chilly. But all right, let's get into some stories here. Really talking about the same stuff we talked about yesterday, this major series of tornadoes that's gone through Tennessee. So this first one comes out of Montgomery County. We're taking a look at the damage there.
Boulevard, I've spoken with people who have lost a lot of things, their home, their homes, their neighbors, and I'm going to have Steven, my photographer, pan over and show you guys these two houses right here next to each other. Neighbors that I spoke with, this house right here, we're told not salvageable. The one right next to it, you could see it is leaning, it is hanging on by a thread. 150-mile-per-hour winds. That's what the National Weather Service survey crews tells us. An EF3 tornado tearing through this street, taking homes, taking cars, and lives right down here. Noralee's Del Rio Rogers and her husband spending 10 years of their life on this street. Their home is gone. And they're also a neighbor of the child who lost their life yesterday.
The most sweetest thing. Every time my husband gets home, he'll be like, "Hi, Miss David. Hi, Miss Liz." They're an amazing family. It really breaks my heart.
Rogers said she was not home at the time of the tornado. The sound of a train is what she says her husband heard.
He said he grabbed the toilet. We have 2 doors into the bathroom, and he's literally like this, both feet, his hands, and grabbing to the toilet. He said that the wind came and his feet were up in the air.
After speaking with Rogers, when I told her the wind gust of that tornado, it was an emotional moment. NWS survey crews say this tornado in Clarksville, 600 yards in width. Reporting in Clarksville, I'm Peyton Muse with Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Just sad. It's just that.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else to say.
Did they say the wind
It's just.
speed?
It's like 153. It was EF3. Sorry, Nick, I'm cutting you off.
No, that's it. I don't know what else to say anyway. It's just sad.
Yeah, no, horrible there. And I know that this was literally the sole focus of the show yesterday, but so much more information's coming out, more video to see the devastation. I think yesterday I was like, oh, it was looking like an EF2, but I was feeling maybe more EF3, and I think that they did end up, unfortunately, confirming that it was EF3, or it was an EF3 strength tornado there. So they definitely saw a lot of damage. It was interesting to see in that video how everything was like torn apart, and the little vanity next to the toilet looked untouched. So we always say go to the bathroom. I was looking though, it looked like the bathroom was on an outer wall, so that's definitely not a good place to be. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, because again, that whole wall got torn off, and they were exposed. Like the guy said, he had his feet lift up because of how fast the wind speeds were going. But a bathroom is definitely an ideal place just due to all the plumbing. Again, the bathtub, that's definitely good news. And again, I still have Phoebe dressed up in her gear, so I guess we'll save that for later. But helmets.
Yeah,
always
we'll get to the safety kit there in a bit. But yeah, it's the safest part of the house. Get in the middle. Get away from all the doors and windows.
I was very impressed by the width of the tornado. They said it was 600 yards. It's like 6 football fields, man. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's a massive tornado.
Crazy.
That is a very, very long golf hole. Put it in other terms.
Right.
But we'll take another look here. This is, I'm not sure if Clarksville is in Montgomery County.
It is.
Okay, so this is still from that same area.
From Tennessee, yeah.
And this is the recovery effort going on there.
One day later in Clarksville, the roar of the storm has been replaced by the buzz of chainsaws. Even still, Dale Gooman can't believe he and his family are still here.
A place that we've lived for just a little over a year, just completely gone in the matter of minutes.
Even though much of their family home isn't.
This is where we were, right here in this tub.
He and his wife put their 3 kids, all under the age of 3, in the bathtub and braced for impact.
Yeah, we got the kids in the tub, made sure they were covered in blankets, and I acted as a human shield along with my wife. One of the neighbors down the street, as soon as he saw our roof missing, he ran right over and kicked down the door to check on us and helped us carry the kids out of the house and into theirs for safety.
Under normal circumstances, Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church might be a place to find safety.
It's a tough time, definitely a tough time.
But there were reminders everywhere we looked.
As you can see, it took it, flipped it, turned it completely over.
That these aren't normal circumstances.
That's our roof right there.
It's just, wow. All I could say was wow.
Despite all the destruction,
We still hadn't figured out where the steeple is.
despite the long road ahead,
We just come in and remove everything.
Pastor David Allen has reasons to give thanks.
That is the old stained glass from the old church. And it's still intact.
There are precious keepsakes that were spared
That's something that couldn't be replaced.
and precious children that were sent home less than an hour before the tornado came.
Buildings can be rebuilt, but lives, you can't bring a life back.
And it's volunteers that seem poised to bring life back into the buildings here in North Clarksville.
We are a strong community, and we will bounce back. We will bounce back.
Because the best way to drown out the roar of the storm
It's good seeing the good in humanity after a disaster like this, pretty much.
is that sweet sound of chainsaws.
It kind of leaves you speechless, doesn't it?
What?
The whole time I was just sitting here like,
I know.
I was
So
really
You say
watching
it leaves you speechless. I was literally about to say lots to talk about out of that.
oh yeah, hey, go ahead. I mean, it's like
Yeah, you can kick it off.
Yeah.
yeah, the storm, picks and chooses. One guy's home is ripped apart, and his 3 kids are hiding in a bathtub. And the neighbor, thankfully, theirs wasn't able to come down and help out. And good to see people helping people in a situation like that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, the bathtub's a great place to be. It looked like they still had damage pretty much everywhere in that house. You could see the whole second story was taken off. So that's why we're always saying go to the lowest floor, because it's taking off the tops of these buildings, or at least the highest floors of these buildings. But looking at that church, Mikel, I'll let you talk about that.
Like the pastor, he said like there were kids there that got released an hour before the tornado came through. That's insane to think about. Also, the brick structure of the church, I don't know if you saw that, Nick, there was like a crack on the side of the church. And just for that to be an EF3, they're saying, that is insane, because that looks like, I mean, even stronger than an EF3. I didn't realize that EF3s could cause damage to brick structures.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty crazy. And that whole roof was just gone, insulation everywhere. A lot of cleanup to do, but I think the pastor has a really good attitude about it, and it's always, you got to look for like the positives and the negative, and the fact that they have the stained glass window from the original church and things like that that are like perfectly intact. It's like, it could have been worse still, even though it's pretty bad.
Yeah, looking at that building, it was crazy just seeing. I wonder if that was like the winds, or if the tornado, like that was a direct path.
Yeah,
of
it took a direct hit for real.
Yeah, of where that was. So
hate to see that.
And it's one of those things. It's going to take so long to rebuild, even after we stop hearing about Tennessee and this storm there. And Emily, we talked about this yesterday a little bit. It's like the one place we showed Kentucky, this place that had been hit by a tornado in Kentucky 2 years ago, and they've rebuilt like 185 out of the 350 homes that they're building, something like that. I don't think that one was in Lewiston. Yeah, Mayfield. So they've only rebuilt like half the homes that they were trying to 2 years later.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is going to be something that they feel for a long time. Well after we stop thinking about it, they're still going to be dealing with it, unfortunately. But let's move on to the next one here. This is... Oh, okay. All right. Little girl bursting out in a song here, trying to lift some spirits in the Christmas season.
Okay, Nick, read the script. I was like, wait.
Well, I didn't know. Yeah, see, I thought it was going to repeat like that. I didn't know when I was going to get to be able to read what we're talking about here. But this was posted by the Clarksville Police Department. So this is Ellie singing that classic Mariah Carey hit, All I Want for Christmas Is You. That is the mayor there, Joe Pitts, of Clarksville, the mayor of Montgomery County, Wes Golden, State Senator Bill Powers, and then the state representative Jeff Burkhart, all in there. So they were all there to assess the damage, and she serenaded them with little Mariah Carey. So trying to lift some spirits here. Christmas is coming up, less than 2 weeks now, and they've gone through a very difficult time over there, obviously. So just trying to make everybody's day a little bit better.
Yeah, she was killing it, bro.
Yeah, she got some pipes. Mikel, you sing, man. Rate that 1 to 10. Give me a little.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. She
here.
I mean, if we're operating off the fact that nothing is perfect, I guess I'll give her like a 9.9. But I mean, honestly, she deserves a 10. She's singing in the midst of all this destruction, and she actually sounds pretty good. Like, she had like a few riffs in there.
She did.
Her tone is there. Like, she's not singing off key. She's singing on pitch. I'm very impressed. I was telling Richard yesterday. Richard was like, "Oh yeah, somebody gonna see that and scoop her up." You know how kids sometimes, like, it's a video just like this goes viral. Next thing you know, they're in the studio recording like hits or like making jingles for commercials. I mean, she has a future in music for real. I think so. She really has talent.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was like, I looked at Mikel yesterday and I was like, should we put this in the show? He was like, most
for
definitely.
Real. If she didn't sound, I mean, it's still a kid, so I wouldn't be too harsh, but she actually sounds really good.
Yeah,
like she has some soul to it. You can feel it.
I agree.
And that's just what they needed in that time. Look at that. Those guys just taking it all in.
I know. She hit the little falsetto. Wow. And then she hit the curtsy at the end, bro.
Yeah, right there.
She's like, yeah, I do this. I do this.
She's like, yeah, I'm gonna take 4 bows just in case y'all didn't see the first one.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, we
Love
had to
it.
put that in there, a little cheer and instruction.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Tennessee not the only one dealing with storms, though. We've got Alabama, Jefferson County, not our Jefferson County, obviously, getting hit pretty hard with a storm as well. Neighbors working all day to clean up some of the debris left behind.
This West Homewood neighborhood was one of the hardest hit areas from last night's storm, and neighbors have been working all morning to clean up the debris that was left behind. Chris Culver and his family have lived in Homewood for 9 years, but he tells me this is the first time their home experienced storm damage.
I heard a huge crash, windows breaking, and then a hole in the ceiling. So I knew something fell on the roof.
Culver says he knew eventually they would experience significant storm damage because of the trees they have around their home.
Our roof is just 6 months old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we got to get that fixed, and we got it all handled by insurance.
And many have spent hours in the dark.
We had a tree that knocked down one of our main power lines. None of the people around here have power, and the power company told us that they can't fix our power line until we get that tree out of the way so they can get in our driveway. So
they said it's still going to be like 2 days before they can get to us.
So what we did was we hooked up ratchet straps to his truck and pulled it out the driveway.
While power crews work to restore power, residents work together to restore neighborhoods. Drew and Rex Hadaway postponed their Christmas shopping Sunday to help neighbors clean up debris.
Anytime there's ever been an issue, there's someone here, a neighbor next to you, that's willing to come across the street, even if they don't know who you are, to give you a hand, which really means a lot.
Awesome.
Been other neighbors out bringing food and coffee to all the people working, and so it's just been a big anonymous help. Everybody's lifting to help everybody around the neighborhoods.
And of course, we'll continue to monitor the storm damage from last night on our website, CBS42.com. In Homewood, Courtney Chandler, CBS 42 News.
Storms just taking over parts of the southeast here. People just getting hit hard. But again, one of those things, seeing the community come together. You heard that guy say, whenever there's something happening, somebody's always there. So it's good to see people helping people out.
Definitely, I agree, Nick. You got a question? Or
No, I got a lot to say. What's new?
Okay. Go ahead.
Have at it. Oh, is this up by your neck of the woods?
This is my hometown.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait.
Your hometown?
Did it say Birmingham? It didn't say Birmingham.
It's Homewood. Homewood's a section of Birmingham. I say it's my hometown. I live in, or my family lives in Meadowbrook. Homewood might be like 6 miles down the road. Like
what?
Lived a home, like been in Homewood forever. Always go there for good food. They have good food in Homewood. So yeah, no, this is literally like where my family is. Like I have relatives that live in Homewood. But
Well, are they okay?
yeah,
Right.
everybody's okay. We live, my parents live on a mountain, and so that really blocks a lot of them. Not like high up.
I'm like, it's a mountain in Alabama? That's crazy.
We're looking at only about 20 minutes between Homewood and Meadowbrook. How about that?
Yeah, so how many miles is it?
It says 10.
Oh, I said 6.
I know, that's why I didn't say the mileage. I went with the minutes because I didn't want it. But
Yeah. Not far at all. But
It's all good.
yeah, looking over there, I was watching it at night because one left the station late on Saturday. We had somebody unfortunately
man, yeah.
hit the sign. But I was here late, and so then I was still up watching everything, and I was like, I don't want to go to bed yet. I need to make sure that like people are good. It was only a severe thunderstorm warning that caused all of that damage, but after they went out and surveyed it, they ended up saying an EF1 tornado.
Touchdown.
Yeah, touchdown. Didn't have a warning for it, so that's super unfortunate. But those strong straight line winds are crazy. It doesn't matter if it's an EF1 or a severe thunderstorm warning, because the way that those winds were going, I mean, if it's going straight or if it's going in a circle, it's still, I can't remember how fast the wind speeds were, but it was crazy to see. But thankfully, it was just a few miles north. I didn't call my family because I was like, it's a few miles north of where they are. So I didn't really feel like waking them up at 1 a.m. But yeah, they saw a lot of damage over there.
Wow.
That's all I gotta say.
Well, I'm glad your family's all right, because that can be very scary to see all that coming down and whatnot. Let me see if we've got any pictures. I know this thing doesn't like to work right now.
Oh, I wonder why.
Is it U Media? Hang on. Let me see if I can log in. Let's find out. No, it doesn't want to work. All right, whatever. Phoebe's forecast.
Oh, I got you.
She's still wearing her helmet because we're still talking about tornadoes. Still second severe weather season. Oh, have you seen this yet?
Her picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's there. She's got the whistle. The only thing she needs is her hard sole shoes. But I think if I tried to put one more thing on that dog, she would have.
She really looks stressed for real.
Oh,
she looks so stressed. Yeah.
She is. I'm such
She
a
is
bad
like,
dog mom.
but you could have thought me.
This might be worse than the Santa picture.
I know. What's
Yeah.
happening behind the scenes is we're putting all of this on her. We're making her sit, and we're making her stay, and she's just like, she's
is a
so
lot.
stressed
Yeah.
out. But you can see my hand in like the back. I'm like holding her. I'm like, don't get up. We got to take the picture. So,
Don't get up,
poor
Phoebes. This is
Phoebes.
for First Alert Weather Extra.
Yeah, she had to do it for the pics.
But Emily, for the
yeah.
people who may have missed why she's wearing a helmet and whistle, why is she wearing a helmet and whistle?
Yeah, those are great things to have. Most people that unfortunately lose their lives during tornadoes, that's because they experience severe head trauma. So helmet can help soften the blow or kind of protect your head, at least to some extent. Now, granted, it's not going to be perfect, but definitely a good thing to have because most people, again, die from head trauma during a major storm like that. And then a whistle's great if you ended up getting buried beneath the rubble. You need to have a way to let people know where you are, and just sitting there yelling is eventually going to get tiring. So whistle is a great thing to have. And then again, hard sole shoes so that you can walk on the rubble after and not have any issues there.
Good to know. Good to know.
But
So what
good
color?
thing is,
Yep.
oh, I was going to say, good thing is, not expecting any bad weather today. Phoebe gives it a green paw print. Get outside and walk your furry friends. Maybe put a jacket on for yourself. But if you have a dog like Phoebe, they don't need a jacket.
Phoebes isn't a coat dog. She doesn't like the little outdoor blanket.
Oh, yeah. It's snowing, and girl is sitting out there. Just
Chilling.
like,
Just vibing. She got a
Not
little
fake.
insulation on her.
yeah. Yeah, she got a lot of insulation. We're working on it.
She's just huggable.
Yeah.
Good.
More to love.
Alrighty. Perfect, guys. We appreciate it as always, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We've got the midday newscast coming up here at the top of the hour, and then we'll all be back tomorrow.
Yep.
Good. We will all be back tomorrow for another episode of First Alert Weather Extra. Have a good one.